We're here at the Level Up event from Namco Bandai, and we have an interview with Hideo Baba about Tales of Xillia and Tales of Xillia 2. Tales of Xillia 2 is the second game exclusive for PlayStation 3. You said that the second game is about choice. Can you explain what that means for the gameplay?
So the key theme in the storyline of Tales of Xillia 2 is choice, as you said. So this theme is described in the game mechanics as well. So the player can immerse themselves into Ludger, the main character, and they need to make so many choices to unfold the storyline. When Cyprian talking about this mechanics, it's like alternatives. So the two alternatives appears on the screen, and the player needs to select just by pressing L1 or R1 button. So after selecting one of the alternatives, like the outcome of the event or reactions from the characters will be changed depending on your choice.
Is this a big influence in the game? What the decision you make, or is it just that it's if someone likes you or not?
So of course there are so many cultural selections, but the continuous your continuous choices in the storyline makes a big difference in the outcome of the storyline, because I want to describe the importance of the selection choices in your life.
Was both Tales of Xillia games planned together, that you planned the first game and already knew that there is a second one?
So honestly speaking, we didn't have any plans for the sequel when developing the first title, Tales of Xillia. But after the release of Tales of Xillia in Japan, we found that the fans really loved Tales of Xillia and the Xillia character storyline. So I want to describe the new character in the new world, the second world, Olympios, from the different viewpoint, and I want to describe the returning characters from Tales of Xillia 1 as well, and the new the story in a new atmosphere. There is one more reason why I want to describe the new world or new characters in Tales of Xillia 2 is that because the Tales of Xillia 1 is the 15th anniversary title in Japan. So to make this title so special, we made a very detailed world setting, a detailed history setting for the Xillia universe. So only one part was described in Tales of Xillia 1. So I want to describe the rest of the world setting, the history setting in the new games.
Okay, and isn't it difficult to get these games out so late in the West? When you develop the game for coming out in Japan, for you it's fresh and it's coming out here so late, and for you are already in the next project and you still have the release in the West.
So as you know, Tales of Zestiria was announced for worldwide. So I'm working, of course, on Tales of Zestiria now, but I want to keep the high quality of the localized Western version of the game as well. So even though I'm working on the new title, I want to keep working on the localization version as well. So please don't worry about it.
Okay, but wouldn't it be easier to have the localization already in the development process?
Actually, we tried to localize the game in parallel with Japanese version development for Tales of Zestiria, because Japanese version and the North American version were released almost at the same time. But the JRPG consists of so many texts volume. So like main scenario, sub scenario, the skills. If I talk about all the three, the scenarios, the volume of text is so huge. So if the Japanese text, like some, the words from the character change, so we need to change like in English, French, German as well. So there was a very high risk to keep the same content in each languages. So we found out it would be more safe to start localization after all of the Japanese text is fixed. So now, to in terms of keeping high quality of localization, I want to proceed with this, the localization process.
And how did you decide which games are coming to the West? I mean, we have a good example. Tales of Hearts R is now coming for Vita 2 to the West. How do you decide which games are coming to the West and when?
基本的にまず、考えている、ベースの部分で言うと、プレイステーション
So first, I want to say that I want to keep bring it all of the titles, like we call the flagship titles of the console, to the West in the future.
皆さんにね、ドイツの皆さんだったりとか、フランス、ヨーロッパね、の皆さんにお届けしたいっていうのはまずこれは考えてます。
So after planning to release the flagship title on the console, I want to start considering the feasibility or possibility to bring this like Tales of Hearts or that like handheld games to the West. So actually, our first priority is bring the flagship titles to the West. But honestly speaking, I didn't have any plans to localize the Tales of Hearts all before. But last year, I went so many, the consumer events, and I received so many requests from the fans to bring it to the West. Received the question as well from the media. So thanks to their demand and the interests, we can, we can decide to bring it to the West. But the priority is flagship, and after that, I want to select which is the best option to the Western market.
Are there special features planned for the Western version of Tales of Hearts R?
So our strategy is we don't want to make a big change between the Japanese version and overseas version. So our concept and our strategy is to bring the almost same game experience to the Western users. So I'm not planning to make a big change or have a special feature in the overseas version.
But you said that you want to bring all the Western, all the console games also to the West. So we can expect that your new project is also coming to Europe and North America.
そうですね。
Yeah, so you can think so because I basically want to bring all the flagship title from now to the West. So this is why we made a worldwide announcement of Tales of Zestiria at the same time to Japan and the Western.
Okay, and there are also Tales games existing for mobile platforms. What do you think about iOS and Android, for example? Because these smartphones are getting more popular in Japan too.
そうですね。あくまでもTales of シリーズの
So I would like the users to enjoy playing Tales of games all the time during a year. So, but it's very difficult to release so many titles a year. So when the release of the flagship titles, I want the users to play like smartphone Tales games. In Japan, we released several smartphone games like Tales of Link or Tales of Xillia. So I want the users to enjoy these kind of games before until the next the Tales of series release. And additionally, this kind of smartphone games can attract of course the core Tales of series fans, but also the new users. So I think it's really good to attract new users to invite to the Tales series.
So we get these games here too.
そうですね。SNS の
The games for the mobile phone and the smartphones are developed by not only us but also with the other developers. So it is not so simple when considering the possibility to bring it to the West. So unfortunately, I don't have any plan to bring some smartphone games to the West now.
状況としては今のところはないですね。
Maybe as a final question, can you tell us about something about your little friend?
はい、そうですね。この子はですね、実はTales of Xillia 2でね、主人公のルドと
So his name is Lulu in Japanese and Robo in English, and he is the cat kept by the Ludoger, the main character, and his brother Julius. So he frequently appeared in the game, so please look forward to how he involved in the story and the gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.